best of us. And the worst of us. All of us, really. So, for today's video, audio, whatever you want to call it, I don't have a script, and I was thinking I'm just gonna do a bunch of random shit, and it's probably gonna work, because it really only needed to be here for 30 seconds, for it to be a view, and disregard that. I love you all dearly. Seriously though. Seriously though, silliness aside. Before I get into the fleshy insides of this video, I just would like to say, love yourself. That probably seems cliche and you've heard it a million times. But I know the furry community, perhaps this niche in general of furry ASMR, probably the one thing we can all unanimously agree on is that a lot of us, likely the majority, are really, really lonely, and usually very sad. Just a very melancholic place, you know. And that, my friends, my foes, my everyone in between, is why I would like to say I love you platonically. Platonically. But I still love you. And I'm your friend. Parasocially, perhaps, but I think it goes beyond that because I want this channel now and until the day it dies brutally, likely in a car accident. I would not trust this channel with alcohol, but never mind that. I want this channel and whatever paltry community I can gain for it, and those three of you that are already here. I just want to let you all know that I'm here for you, and I encourage you to be here for everyone else. I know many of you don't hear it often, but I think you're worth it. You just are worth it, actually, objectively. You're worth all the meals in a day. You're worth all the happiness. All the happiness, all the happiness, all the happiness. You're worth being loved. And overall, I just think you're really cool. That's right, you in specific. Even if I've never met you, I've never talked to you, even if we have differing opinions, worldviews, loyalties, morals, I still think you're cool. I still think you deserve to be here. You deserve to feel relaxed in general. You deserve to have someone there for you, be it on some parasocial furry ASMR video, or be it an actual person right there, taking out your guts and putting it on a spool, whatever you freaks do. And lastly, if you're ever feeling particularly down, like as 6 just want to talk to someone, you want to vent about it, or I don't know, maybe you want to, whatever people do when they're sad. I'm here for you. Put it in the comments if you want. DM me it on my Blue Sky. I'm glad to hear it, and if I can, I will help. Just, as long as your account is modest. I am a child for like the next 6 months, but I am a child, and I would rather not be followed by any sex ring accounts or even a sex square account. Just, you know what I'm saying? Keep it modest, and I am here for you. Now, rawr. Sorry, I can't help myself. Rawr. I'm gonna dig through a bunch of Magic the Gathering cards that I have here, and I'm gonna talk because apparently that's something that you guys like. So I'm gonna do that. And if you don't know what Magic the Gathering is, I don't either. I've been trying to figure out what it is for like 6 years at this point. I spent hundreds of dollars and I can't find out. I'm pretty sure it's something to do with leprechauns. I have a gargantuan chunk of cards here. Most of them are just junk, trash, and not good trash, not the type of trash that you can pick up and throw at a child on the street and get a good laugh out of that. You can't with these. It's not aerodynamic enough. Perhaps that's not the wrong term. Excuse my arrogance. But if you try throwing a card like this, or really any card of adjacent make, at a child, it's just not going to hit them. And if it does hit them, it's not going to hurt that much, and it's not smelly. But I still keep them because they're my friends. I don't know. I like cards. One thing that physical Magic the Gathering will always have over electronic Magic the Gathering Arena and online is that they smell divine. When I smell a Magic the Gathering card, I finally feel like life isn't futile. It's delightful. It's so very nice. It's delicious. And they don't taste as good, I would say. They definitely have a taste on the inkier side, but it's tolerable. It's the smell that you're looking after. But I digress. So, let's see what is in this pile of random stuff. First up, 2 zombie tokens. 1, 2. If you aren't in the know, a token in Magic the Gathering is basically a card that you don't play on its lonesome, but rather another card, or some game rules, I believe, will cause them to be made. Does that make sense? Probably not, but I don't care. I mean, I do care, but I don't know. Yeah, but I believe I bought these zombie tokens maybe 3 years ago when made that deck, the happier I am, because that deck was so terrible, so shamefully awful, that I do believe I should be sent to the gallows for sedition against all that is good and holy. Because yikes, that deck sucked. Anywho, I kind of just threw all of the deck randomly into my boxes of cards, and I'm trying to like make like an alright deck that either has zombies or dragons. I don't think I have enough playable of both in order to make two individual decks, but I might be able to salvage one, you know. So I'm looking for the pieces. So, okay, let's look. Okay, Karn the Great Creator. For generic, legendary planeswalker, Karn enters with 5 loyalty. This card is really fun. It certainly bolsters your ability to make your opponents suffer, so if you play blue in this game, this is the card for you. The main attraction for Karn the Great Creator is his passive ability. Activated abilities of artifacts your opponents control cannot be activated. If you've ever played this against an artifact deck, or really decks that aren't focused on artifacts, but you know, have them as an important piece, like food, treasure decks, all that. It's just wonderful how quickly they fall apart. It's like a door being kicked in by poorly trained police officers. It's wonderful. It's delightful. I would never play it because I only play good and fair cards. Like, what's a good and fair card? Here's the next one. Defiant Strike. Here's a good and fair card. 1 white. Instant. Target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. And draw a card. That's really something. It's nice to draw a card, especially in white, but well, it's a shitty cantrip. I don't know what to tell you. Or maybe it's not. I don't play white that much. Oh, here's another zombie card. Cruel Revival. 4 generic, 1 black, instant speed. Destroy target non-zombie creature. It cannot be regenerated. Return up to 1 target zombie card from your graveyard to your hand. This spell is not amazing if I recall, and just off second look at it, 5 total mana for like a worse murder, and then you get 1 zombie from your graveyard to your hand. I cast that into the sun. It's not gonna do much, but it has really cool art. It has Liliana like enchanting a zombie, and it's breaking out of its cage, and it just looks awesome. And it's really cool, and I like it for that. That's good enough for me. Next, Channeled Force. 2 generic, 1 blue, 1 red. Instant speed. As an additional cost to cast the spell, discard X cards. Target player draws X cards. Channeled Force deals X damage up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. I believe I've played this in the Jeskai deck once, which is red, blue, and white. If you weren't aware, specific things, and you can mix them together to do other things that are wider or more specific, and whatever, you get the point. There's 5 colors. And yeah, I played this card in a Jeskai deck, I think 2 years ago on Magic the Gathering Arena, when Ikoria was still in standard rotation, I believe. And my Jeskai deck, for the most part, was very strong and very good at killing people, very good at maiming them. But this card just failed. If you have a deck that can draw cards aggressively and get a really big hand, or if you got components that would work well with this in draft, then I don't see it being terrible. But on its own, I don't know. Okie dokie, next one. Hydrolash. 2 generic, 1 blue, instant speed. Attacking creatures get -2, -0 until end of turn. When it says that, it just means that they have less power, like attacking power. And you draw a card. Hear me out on this. If you've played Magic before, you might think this is just... I don't have a good metaphor. Bad. But I think it's pretty cool because it has cool art, and also it's really fun to play against someone who has like an aggressive tokens deck, and they'll have made 100 1/1s, especially so if they've done an infinite combo to make infinite tokens. It's just really fun watching the smile fade from their face, and malice and hate grow in their heart as they twist into some form of eldritch abomination of emotions, of rage so powerful it's become something greater yet so much worse, because you've entirely ruined their plan with this one shitty card from like 15 years ago. Hey, to each their own. If you don't want to do that, that's fine, but to me that sounds pretty great. Pretty great. Island. Full art Zendikar Island, which is cool. Basically, full art means if you don't know how to play this game and your opponent plays a full art card, or you get a full art card from a pack, you're absolutely fucked, because you're gonna have to like use your phone to figure out what the card does, but you're not gonna do that in the middle of the game. So murder is most often your best choice in such a scenario, unless you just love chaos and you're okay with having no clue what your opponent's cards does, you know. Omen of the Sea. Island. 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 Huh. Okay. Well, I've successfully found all of the islands in Micronesia. Let me find a card that isn't enough. Kitty. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. I found a kitty. Meow. Regal. Caracal. 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 I think it's Caracal. Whatever. It's 3 generic and 2 white for a cat creature. It's a 3/3, and it says other cats you control get +1/+1 and have lifelink. And when Regal Caracal enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 kitty wow creature tokens with a lifelink. Meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow. Shh. I think I might have to edit that down. That was louder than I thought. +1/+1 counter on it for each zombie card in your graveyard. Whenever you cast a zombie spell, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield tapped. I really like this guy because he just makes a bunch of zombies and he gets real big from all the zombies you already have. And it's just fun. If you like smashing things, if you like digging up corpses, Diregraph Colossus is the guy for you. He's a true buddy. He's a good friend. I'm going to give him some pets now. Okay, now you can rock with the rest of the pile. I found another kitty, another regal crackle. I don't know. I'm sorry if you are a crackle and this is driving you batty. I'd say I'm sorry, but I'm kind of in a video and you're kind of at a different time and it's just a whole thing, you know? Another kitty. Meow, 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 meow. I would make a better cat noise, but I can't really do that without being loud. So, sorry about that. Savannah Sage. One generic and one white for a 2/2 cat cleric. When Savannah Sage enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. That's pretty bad, but oh well. I found yet another kitty. Oh, look at this wonderful feline. You can't see it, which I guess is kind of sad. You could look it up if you wanted, but I don't know, you're probably busier doing something. It's hard to come up with funny stuff just off your mind, like without a script. So yeah, if this is bad, then well, sorry, I guess. Phantom Tiger, 2 generic and green. Phantom Tiger comes into play with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. If damage would be dealt to Phantom Tiger, prevent that damage and remove a +1/+1 counter from Phantom Tiger. It's a cute kitty, I'll give it that. I like cute kitties. They're pretty cool. And I like ugly kitties too. They're also very cool. Infuriate, classic card. I ran a lot of Infuriates in my decks when I started out in this game. I am and have always been a red first mage. Because what, chaos and blowing stuff up, duh. So Infuriate is 1 red for an instant that says target creature gets +3/+2 until end of turn. I really like this card. Is it perhaps the best? No. Just kidding, it is, because it's awesome. I think using Infuriate was perhaps the only strategy I had ever employed when I was new to this game. I think around 2019 it must have been, maybe 2020, and yeah, my only real strategy was using Infuriate when it was least expected, and getting another 3 damage in, hell yeah, makes the difference. also is very funny. It has funny art. This version right here from M20 has some flavor of orc horned creature just ravaging a stall full of fruit and vegetables, and the flavor text says, "No shirt, no shoes, no service, marketplace sign." And I just appreciate that. I really appreciate him. Marketplaces, man. Marketplaces. Okay, perhaps the best and only good white card ever printed other than the cats. Pacifism. One generic, one white. Enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. It's just really funny. Again, very much a basic beginner's type card, but you put it on someone who just made like a 2020 and they can't do anything. They can't even express sadness. You've put them into a comatose state with the shock. They very reasonably will hate themselves after it. That is one thing I admire white about, while oftentimes boring about it. I'm sorry if you can't hear me. I'm not good with this microphone, or any microphone. But one thing that white is good at is foiling your plan, especially if your plan includes big creatures, which I can respect. Ooh, Wanderer's Strike. Another white card, but I like the Wanderer, so it's okay. Sorcery. For generic and white, exile target creature, then proliferate. Proliferate. Like how the amount of Iris agents being sent for me has proliferated as I evade more and more taxes. Reasonably so. The Wanderer is cool. I don't know what to say. I remember when her identity wasn't revealed. As you know, the Emperor of Kamigawa. And she was probably the most interesting thing about the lore at that point after War of the Spark had come to its conclusion. Just who the Wanderer was perhaps the most interesting plot point for me. Like Liliana getting a doctorate was cool, I guess, but we want to know who this random killer lady is. I'm not very good at putting these around. I wonder if I have any cool cards. I'm trying to be very careful. I have my audio recorder up, and I'm making sure no sounds are too loud because I don't want to hurt your guys' little ears, although they're most likely very big, because I know most of you are dogs and cats and you have huge ears, which is cool. Yeah, but I'm still kind of clumsy, so I apologize. I apologize if the noise is bad, and I apologize if my voice is going in and out, and I just apologize for everything that you could really convict me of at this point. Okay, I might have to edit that out. Whatever. really lazy and I'm using the most convenient way to explain that away. Okay, let me look for some go cards. Ooh, spider. Arresta of the endless web. Generic endocrine for 835. Legendary enchantment creature spider. She has reach, and whenever an opponent gets an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/2 green spider creature token with reach. I really like her stuff. She's fun. I like spiders. My persona is kind of good. I'm not good at making permanent design choices. I have half a mindset on just making it a shapeshifter and calling it a day. But one possibility that I've drawn up a couple of times is a dragon spider with like 6 arms and 4 or 5 eyes. Cool stuff, you know. So I like spiders. Arachnids are cool. Taxos, blessed by the sun. White. Legendary enchantment creature. Demigod. 2x. Taxos' toughness is equal to your devotion to white. Whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield or dies, you gain 1 life. I mean, profiting off of death is cool and all, but it's just not the greatest. Or maybe just the fact that it says toughness and not its power. Benefiting from devotion means that you're not going to get too much out of that factor other than just a particularly beefy creature. I like this one. Let me see if I can pronounce this right. Probably can't. Who cares? Ichthyomorphosis. I think that's it. Two generic and a blue for an enchantment or enchant creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a blue fish with base power and toughness 0/1. I really like this card because you just get to turn people into fish. I wish I could do that in real life, but the best thing I have is just throwing fish at people, and oftentimes they appreciate it. I'll have my slimy vengeance one day. Mountains. Gaia Reach Sanitarium. Legendary land. Tap, add colorless mana to your mana pool. Do generic, tap. Each player draws a card, then discards a card. I like this card because it basically says Gaia Reach Sanitarium. Which is cool, because I know all of you are gay. All of you. Even if you think you're straight or not. Lock your doors. Don't even bother locking your doors. You're not safe. The woke agenda will catch you. And you will believe in love and harmony, and you will hate it. Okay, I've been doing stuff with the cards for a little while, so I think last thing before this video comes to the end is I'm gonna do a silly little sketch of you. Okay, 1 second, let me grab my pen and paper. Okay. So tell me, what do you look like? So what species are you going for? Some basic cat, dog, hyena, shark, dragon, shark, hyena, fox. I bet a good portion of you are foxes. What are the other popular species? I probably already said cat. something inside me tells you that there is very likely not justice for bugs. Anywho, I'm gonna try you now. So first we need a big head. Not that your head is particularly big, that never mind. Okay. Oops. And then we need some body stuff, some body parts. So, do you have shoulders? Okay, good to know. 1 second. Here, let me get this pen and paper closer. Okay, so shoulders. Do you have a torso? Yes. Okay, cool. Roop. Some guidelines. Okay. Would you say your torso is more like a Dorito or a Sun Chip or a Cheeto? Okay. So, in terms of hips, there's a lot of variety of hip size in the furry fandom. I would say that the spectrum typically goes from, perhaps more rarely, hips that are anatomically accurate, all the way to like pregnant Latino woman with a BBL. So what? Well, give me an idea here. Right. Okay, I see. I can't draw that, so I'm just gonna go with the normal size. Okay. Now for some legs. Do you have legs? Okay. Now you might be a jellyfish. I like Splatoon. I don't have a problem with that. Okay. Would you say they're short, stubby? Are they digitigrade, plantigrade? Other option? Okay. Okay, yeah, that's probably good enough. And now for some hands. Do you have like hands with wings or normal hands, paws? What's up? Okay, I see. Rawr. Oops, I think they're dislocated. Whatever. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Okay. Now we gotta refine it a little. On a scale of scales to Fluffstorm, like how furry are we looking here? Okay, I see. Now I'm going to draw in some eyes. It's looking a little scary, but in a good way. Scary things are cool. And I'm just gonna make those pupils huge, bulging, like you just took a lot of PCB. Dangerous amount, even. awesome, or whatever you prefer. You're that times 100. But I gotta go now, so stay fresh.